The challenge that Prigozhin threw to Putin forced the Kremlin dictator to confront not liberal or opposition leaders, but close associates, pardoning the leader of the PMC Wagner immediately after the attempt to march on Moscow. Putin apparently was preparing to feed his cook with cold revenge.
Putin's state is not really a state. This is a mafia structure where there are no friends, where there are no enemies. There are partners. If the partner is guilty, even more, if this is a partner who was close in the hierarchy, then he must be executed. Executed in such a way that it would be a lesson to others. There are other laws here. They are called concepts, prison laws. And in terms of concepts, where does Comrade Putin come from? He comes from the St. Petersburg gateway, and the deceased spent a lot of years in prison, gained some experience. Then, according to the concepts, they did the right thing.
Amid the failures of the Russian army at the front, the diplomatic failures of the Federation and isolation from the civilized Western world, Putin is forced to keep the vertical of power by any means. After all, having unleashed a full-scale war against Ukraine, the Kremlin dictator put the life of his own regime on the line.
He unconditionally holds the power, but he succeeds very poorly in it, because in general he does not rule the country manually. If this could be done before, when he was not sitting in a bunker, then somehow it worked out. Today, when he spends most of his time, if not alone, then locked underground, of course he has had a changed picture of the world for a long time, and he is not able to correctly assess the situation.
The massacre of Prigozhin, the mysterious disappearance of General Surovikin, and the sweep in the Russian Defense Ministry are compared by experts to playing cards. After shuffling the deck, Putin is unlikely to get a better combination on his hands.
It's no secret that Putin destroys his enemies, or those whom he considers enemies, for one reason or another. Of course, the Russian elite is once again frightened, and if someone had even thought about some kind of maneuvering, then today they discarded these thoughts. As for the general political situation, it does not change, because the regime in Russia is authoritarian, and it is shown here that whoever goes against the authorities will be punished.
However, the precarious balance ends in a fall, sooner or later. If Putin can cope with discontent within the state and a split in the elite, then a defeat at the front in Ukraine will cast doubt on his legitimacy as president, experts are sure.
After all, these are defeats at the front. This is conditionally, for example, the fall of Crimea, the shameful fall of Crimea, which Putin for some reason sewed into his flag of victory, and he said, "War is me." If the war is lost, this is one of the elements. If this is superimposed on economic issues, on the work of the West with the elites, inside there may still be one of such indicators when the Russian outskirts realize that the center is weak or weakening and begin to think about independence. As Yeltsin once said, as much as they can carry.
Most experts believe that the territorial split of the Federation will mark the end of the existence of the Putin regime. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Larisa Zubenko, UATV News.